lovely to be here in St. Mary's Heritage Centre and not just in our living room, which is where we've been doing all of our gigs for the last, we were just talking about it, I think 8 months. Our last gig that we did outside of the house was in January, so this is a real treat for us. Lovely to see you here as well, here. So we'll be starting off today with a song called The Swimming Song, which is Loudon Wainwright III, although we first heard it, the version by Kate and Anna McCarrigill. So this is The Swimming Song. Please sing along in your own homes. This summer I went swimming, this summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around, moved my arms around. This summer I swam in the ocean and I swam in the swimming pool, salt in my wounds, chlorine in my eyes, I'm a self-destructive fool, a self-destructive fool. This summer I went swimming, this summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around, moved my arms around. This summer I did the backstroke, and you know that that's not all. Did the breaststroke and the butterfly and the old Australian crawl, the old Australian crawl. This summer I swam in a public place and a reservoir to boot. At the latter I was informal, in the former I wore my suit, I wore my swimming suit. This summer I went swimming, this summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around, moved my arms around. This summer I did swan dives and jackknives for you all, and once when you weren't looking I did a cannonball, I did a cannonball. This summer I went swimming, this summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around, moved my arms. This summer I went swimming, this summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around, moved my arms around.
Raptors applause, yeah.
This is something we found with doing, we've had the occasional Zoom concert that some of you might have been kind enough to come to, thank you, which are lovely and funny because people do applaud, but it's obviously on a massive lag. So we kind of finish a thing and then pause, and then applause happens, which is very nice. And in this scenario, no applause at all, but we'll go on nevertheless. What have we got next? B-song.
Right, the next one we're going to do is
It's an adaptation of a Rudyard Kipling poem, which I want to say it's a Peter Bellamy setting.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a few of Rudyard Kipling's poems that Peter Bellamy has put to music, and they're all absolutely fantastic. I think we do a couple of them now, and this is the more recent one that we've added to our repertoire. Originally, we learned it as the Bee Boys song, but we thought that sounded a bit kind of 90s, so instead we've just shortened it to the Bee song.
And it's about this concept, which is telling all of your secrets to your bees. And if you give them your gossip, as it were, then they'll give you honey in return. And after learning about this concept, which is called telling the bees, I saw this really great picture online, which was someone had written the way the bees look after you tell them all the news. And they were kind of both there. There's just two guys there going, kind of doing like, ooh, tell us more. So yeah, this is
folk memes. It's a
Yeah.
niche audience,
Yeah.
but just top notch, just really good stuff.
some really good stuff. So this is the bee song.
Bees, bees, hark to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please. But all that has happened to us you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. A maiden in her glory upon her wedding day must tell her bees her story, or else they'll fly away, die away, dwindle down and leave you. But if you don't deceive your bees will not deceive you. Bees, bees, hark to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please, but all that has happened to us you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Marriage, birth, or burying, news across the seas, or you're sad and marrying, you must tell the bees. Tell them coming in and out where the fan is fan, because the bees are just about as curious as a man. Bees, bees, hark to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please, but all that has happened to us you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Oh, don't you wait where trees are when the lightnings play, nor don't you wait where bees are, or else they'll fly away. Fly away, die away, anything to leave you. But if you never grieve your bees will never grieve you. Bees, bees, hark to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please, but all that has happened to us you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. But all that has happened to us you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Thank you very much, phantom audience.
Oh, what have we got next?
Right, I think you should introduce the next one, and I'm going to have a little look at the chat, which seems to be popping off.
Oh my gosh, is there conversation going on in the chat? Well, why don't you tell me about it instead of me introducing the song, because I want to know too.
So far, it's a lot of bee emojis.
Okay, cool. Who knew there was a bee emoji? Not me.
You learn something new every day.
Every day. So this is the bee song itself is going to be part of a longer show that we're going to do that's basically going to be all about animals. And I'm only now realizing the emoji potential of this. So that's very exciting.
Incredible.
How have we not thought about the emoji potential of an animal show?
So good. Okay, so the next one we're going to do for you is a song called The January Man, which is originally a Dave Goulder song. And it's just this really lovely kind of piece about the kind of passing of the seasons. And I don't know about you, but being in lockdown this year has really made me more aware of it this year, weirdly enough. Especially at the moment when it's so ridiculously dark outside all the time. So yeah, this is The January Man.
Just a very quick note back on the chat before
Yeah.
we go on. It's interesting to see the two opposing camps where we're live streaming to simultaneously our Facebook page and our YouTube page, so people can just stick on whichever one that they feel more comfortable with. This means that, you know, you've got the Facebook page, which at the moment is about 90% bee emojis, and then we've got the YouTube page, which has one comment, which is
Amazing.
from our dear, dear friend Alex, just going, "Hello from Boston, Massachusetts."
Oh, bless him.
So-
Hi, Alex.
Thanks for tuning in, Alex.
Oh, that's lush. Okay. So, more bee emojis later.
Bee emojis later.
But for now,
now.
January Man. The January man, he walks the road in woolen coat and boots of leather. The February man still shakes the snow from off his hair and blows his hands. The man of March, he sees the spring and wonders what the year will bring and hopes for better weather. Through April rain the man comes down to watch the birds come in to share the summer. The man of May stands very still, watching the children dance away the day. In June the man inside the man is young and wants to lend a hand and smiles at each new colour. In July, the man in cotton shirts, he sits and thinks on being idle. The August man in thousands takes the road to find the sea and watch the sun. September man is standing here to saddle up another year, and autumn is his bridal. Man of New October takes the reins, and early frost is on his shoulder. The poor November man sees fire and wind and snow and mist and winter air. December man walks through the snow to let 11 brothers know they're all a little older. The January man comes round again in woolen coat and boots of leather to take another turn and walk along the icy road he knows so well. The January man is here at the start of each and every year along the road forever. Thank you.
You also very much. Right, it occurs to me we have been very remiss in mentioning so far.
Yes.
We are doing this gig hosted by the fantastic St. Mary's Heritage Centre, which it is only a shame you can't see more of. It's a beautiful kind of vaulted ceiling, kind of just incredible acoustic, which you can sort of appreciate. But yes, we're putting this gig on here out of the goodness of our hearts. We have a virtual tip jar, effectively, set up, which you can visit. I believe the URL is somewhere, maybe around our screen,
it's
here, or
somewhere.
here, or maybe over here. I'm reliably informed. So yes, you can if you fancy just sort of chucking us a few quid. That very much makes it all the worthwhile.
Keeps the wolf from the door, and we can pay the council tax. All good things.
Yeah. So what's next?
Next, we have the herring song.
Hey, okay. Well, this one requires a bit of retuning, so you're going to want to talk a bit about this one.
So this is another one that's intended for the animal show. So let's all see if we can find some herring emojis to go along with this one. This is a song which there's a lot of versions of around the country. There's one from around here that's usually called the Herring's Heed, which is herring's head, for those of you not in Geordie parlance. But this one is actually, I think, from the Somerset area. And it's just a really excellent song. There's lots of really great songs about kind of magical fish, and herring in particular, that are sort of, what are all the different things you can make from them? And this is one of those. This is one of these kind of, what can you make from the head? What can you make from the scales and the eyes and the everything? So it's just sort of this magical, abundant fish that will give you everything you need, basically.
No, I'll keep talking.
Okay. So, how's it going? We've been in some form of lockdown for a really long time now, me and Will, because we both work in arts venues when we're not doing this. So they just really haven't opened up at all during the whole year. So we've just been hanging out in our house a lot, really, which has been kind of nice, but also kind of boring. So yeah, it's good to be in some small, tiny way getting out and doing gigs in real life again, and singing has been lovely. Our sound people behind the camera that you can't see today are doing lots of gestures at me, and I just don't know what the joke is, so sadly I can't. Something about fish, maybe. Okay. Well, back to fish anyway, so time for the herring song.
All right. I'll cope.
Okay. There once was a man who came from Kinsale, sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. He had a herring for sale, sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. Sing man from Kinsale, sing herring for sale, sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing, sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. So what do you think they made of his head? Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. The finest oven that ever baked bread. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. Sing herring, sing head, sing oven, sing bread. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. So what do you think they made of his back? Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. A nice little man, and his name it was Jack. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. Sing herring, sing back, sing man, sing Jack. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. So what do you think they made of his eyes? Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. The finest dishes that ever held pies. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. Sing herring, sing eyes, sing dishes, sing pies. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravin, sing Aberrallin. So what do you think they made of his fins?
Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin.
The finest cases for needles and pins.
Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin.
Sing herring, sing fin, sing needle, sing pin, sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. So what do you think they made of his scales?
Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin.
The finest ships that ever set sail.
Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin.
Sing herring, sing snails, sing ships, sing sails. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. And indeed I have more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. Woo! So what do you think they made of his hair?
Sing
Aberravane, sing Aberralin. The finest rope for the seats of a chair. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. Sing herring, sing hair, sing rope, sing chair. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. And indeed I've no more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. And indeed I've no more of my herring to sing. Sing Aberravane, sing Aberralin. Oh, I got some good reverb on that one at the end. That was grand. Excellent.
Oh, I absolutely love this space. It just sounds great. All right.
So I see some chit chat in the chat.
All
Let's see
right.
what people are saying.
We've got some very lovely comments. We have our pedantic friend Ellie saying none of these emoji are herring, but great effort, everyone.
Sadness.
So, thank you for your pedantry, Ellie.
Fish,
All right, let's
fish
see
is close enough.
Let's see if things have livened up over on YouTube. We have, three or four more people.
Ooh, excitement.
Including both my dad and uncle.
Aww.
The whole gang is here.
Hi, everyone. All right, so next up, we're going to be doing a song called Unison in Harmony. We're really big Coop Boys and Simpson fans, and we're kind of sad when they decided to stop touring together a few years ago, or maybe just last year. It's all becoming...
Recently.
Recently.
It's all blurred.
But it did sort of make us feel a little bit better about maybe doing one or two of their songs, which we were kind of pushing our luck and doing anyway. So this is one of theirs called Unison in Harmony. Do you remember what key we do this in?
Absolutely not.
I remember
it's roughly around B flat or C.
I remember doing this at a session a few years ago after a Teacups gig, and we were singing it, and I started it and realized I started it way too low, and so did multiple key changes, like during which I did the kind of
Like
boy
a
band,
90s
like
boy band.
stand up from a chair sort of style thing, which was just so good. But let's try not to do that today. Let's just start in a good key.
I think it's around C. Another fantastic memory I have of this one was performing it at a festival over in the Netherlands, and there was another duo performing there who also sang this song in two-part harmony, and we thought this was fantastic. And then during like an informal session after like the day's gigs, we tried singing it together, and completely through happenstance, obviously we hadn't planned it at all. We only sort of know this couple from the festival, this duo, and but it just so happened that our two harmonies and their two harmonies, they just slotted together like Lego pieces, and without any organization, they just formed like 4-part harmony. So in all the sessions, we ended up singing that with them, and it was smashing.
So good.
Right, like again. I think it's about C. C priority.
Let's give it a try. We can always change key if we need to. Soaring skyward, leaping sideways, do or die words cleave the air. Joy and laughter, mornings after, raise the rafters, we don't care if the roof's beyond repair. Raise the rafters, raise the rafters, raise the rafters, we don't care if the roof's beyond repair. Say
sisters, brothers, to all others, let this be our guiding star. Hearts on fire, but no Messiah. Hear the music from afar. What we sing is what we are. Hear the music, hear the music, hear the music from afar. What we sing is what we are. Over hills and over valleys, over mountains, over seas, nation shall sing unto nation, until nations cease to be. Unison in harmony, until nations, until nations, until nations cease to be. Unison in harmony.
Thanks.
Right.
Something a bit different.
Next up, we've got a bit of an instrumental one, or kind of as close to instrumental as we get. We can't really do a fully instrumental one. We have to have some singing in there. This is a combination of tunes. The first of which is a waltz, which is a little bit early in the year, but it's a waltz entitled the Midwinter Waltz.
Well, we're getting closer every day.
Yeah, closer every day, and it certainly feels sort of a lot chillier these days. And we move from the waltz into a short little sort of snippet of a song called "Into the Unknown," which is from a fantastic show called Over the Garden Wall, which is all about kind of getting lost in the woods. It's got this fantastic American Gothic kind of aesthetic, and it occurs to me we actually put this set together quite a few years ago now. For this very venue,
my goodness.
we were charged with creating a set of wintry themed
Winter but not
winter
Christmas.
music. Winter but not Christmas.
That
it was a very
that was the
specific
brief, I remember.
and we put together for a winter show in these very halls and these walls in St. Mary's for a fantastic winter show. And we got to dress up in sort of fur bodkins and all sorts of things. So yeah, this tune set coming home to roost. This is Midwinter Waltz, Into the Unknown.
by the milk light of moon, all that was lost is revealed. Those long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. But where have we come, and where shall we end? If dreams can't come true, then why not pretend
That how the gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall, dancing in a swirl of golden memories, the loveliest lies of all. Loveliest lies of all.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on. Ooh, okay. I think we should just crack straight into this one, and we'll tell you about it after.
Ooh, all right.
Sorry, just bashing mic stands all over the place. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. And it's early in the morning. Never did I know her mind. Never did I know her mind. Never did I know her mind. And it's early in the morning. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. And it's early in the morning. Sorrow, sorrow is my name. Sorrow, sorrow is my name. Sorrow, sorrow is my name. And it's early in the morning. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. And it's early in the morning. Oh, she's gone and I can't go. can't go. Oh, she's gone and I can't go. And it's early in the morning. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. Morning's come and Mariah's gone. And it's early in the morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
There are definitely certain songs which have a bit of a funny atmosphere if there's no one applauding afterwards, and I think that's one of them. It's just a little bit unsettling. I learnt that one in the Folkwork Summer School in Durham that I used to go to when I was a teenager, from the ages of about 14 to 16. And it was really incredible. I had some really incredible teachers while I was there. I think I learned that one when John Bowden was the singing tutor for the year, and it was just like this incredible experience. So it was just like really lovely to revisit some of those songs every once in a while, you know. So what are we doing next, love?
We are doing another song about fish. Get those fish emojis
Oh my
ready.
god, amazing.
So if it wasn't obvious already, we have a laptop just off screen to the left where we can keep an eye on the chat and rate all of your emojis and such like. And but obviously because we're streaming it at the same time as all of you guys are, there's a bit of a lag. So if I look over to my left, I get to watch us. Maybe like
Probably as much
somewhere
as, like,
between
30
10 and 30
seconds ago.
seconds
Like, it's quite a big
in the
lag.
past. So we finished that one, and I got to look over and see the end of our own performance, and I really was giving it quite a lot of that 90s boy band in the end of that one. It is a harrowing thing to view yourself while performing.
There's this thing that we refer to, which is like any picture that anyone's ever taken of us performing is this phenomenon known as singing face, where it's basically you kind of being like this. And it's just the most unattractive thing. Just the most unattractive thing in the world. So this whole thing is like singing face. Anyway.
Singing, photos of singing and being photogenic are two things that, at the very least for us,
not a thing.
really don't mix. They really don't. Right, this is another song about fish. It's one called The Trawling Trade. North to the Faroe Islands, south to the coast of Spain, west with the whaling fleet and back to the pole again. Over the world of water, 17 seas I've strayed. Now to the north I'm sailing, back to the trawling trade. Come you bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. Back to the midnight landings, back to the fish dock smell, back to the frozen wind as hard as the teeth of hell, back to the strangest game that ever a man has played. Follow those stormy rollers, back to the trawling trade. Come you bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. With your nets and tackle, down with your nets and gear. Wait for the winches winding, wait for the deckies cheer. Up with the shining harvest, glittering silver sprayed. Down to the dockside pubs to drink to the trawling trade. Come you bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. Down with the harvest wind and back with the humber tide. Run to the water's edge and leap to the water's side. Roll with a roaring bunch of fishermen newly paid. Down to the dockside pubs to drink to the trawling trade. Come you
bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. North to the Faroe Islands, south to the coast of Spain, west with the whaling fleet and back to the pole again. Over the world of water, 17 seas I've strayed. Now to the north I'm sailing, back to the trawling train. Come you bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. Come you bold seafaring lads, there's fortunes to be made in the trawling trade. In the trawling trade.
Thank you, screaming fans. Thank you so much.
And just a resounding silence from the room.
I love that one. We learnt that for, we do these shanty festivals in the Netherlands sometimes, in spite of the fact that we don't really sing that many shanties as a duo, but they keep asking us back, so that's nice.
We're not going to look a gift shanty in the mouth.
No, absolutely not. We always have a great time there. So we learnt lots of sea songs to sing there. So, exciting. So this next one is one that requires a complete change of setup. So I'm just going to start moving my pan about. Will.
This is another one, which is, you could probably call it, a promo for our upcoming animal show. We are huge fans of Peggy Seeger.
Enormous.
Nothing to do with the song, I just wanted to say it. No.
It's kind of got something to do with the song.
This is a song called The Leatherwing Bat. There's lots of versions of it kicking around, but we have kind of taken inspiration from quite a few different versions, including a version by Peggy Seeger, which appears on an album, which, if I remember correctly, she recorded this album along with her siblings.
Yeah.
And it's a huge, long album. It's got loads of tracks, and a lot of them are really quite short, and they're snippets of songs that they remember from growing up. They're just kind of family songs. It's a lovely, lovely album. But yeah, so this is Leatherwing Bat. I'm sure I had something else to say about it. But, that was it. Rosie is currently nearing the end of a month-long project that she decided to do about publishing a song a day on our YouTube channel, which some of you are already on. So she's raising money for the Trussell Trust, who are in charge of food banks and things like that. They raise money for that. So it's a fantastically worthy cause. Do feel free to kind of check some of those out. Again, chuck some money towards that, because that's objectively a better cause than just, paying for our council tax.
Come on, we need to pay our bills too.
We do need to pay our bills too. But
But if you have spare money, I'm sure the Trussell Trust would love it.
The reason why I mention this is that Rosie, a few days ago, did another Peggy Seeger song, I'm Gonna Be an Engineer, probably one of the ones she's better known for, really. And both of us were our jaws hit the floor when we saw that the very day she posted it, hours after she posted it, it got a comment from Peggy Seeger, the woman herself, kind of going, "This is great, well done, it's a really tricky song, you did it really well." And I had to text Rosie while I was at work, just kind of being like, "Have you seen?"
And I was with a friend at the time, and universally there's been 2 reactions to me telling people this news. Either they've been like, "Oh my god, that's amazing," or they've been like, "Who's Peggy Seeger?" And I'm just like, "Get out,"
One of these reactions is the correct one.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that whole famous in the folk world thing,
Very true, very true.
Okay, so Leatherwing Bat. I said the leatherwing bat, I'll tell you the reason that I fly by night is 'cause I lost my heart's delight. Hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. I said the morning dove, I'll tell you how to win her love. Caught her night, court her day. Never give her time to say you nay. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. Hi, said the robin as she flew. When I was a young girl, I'd have two. If one got restless and wanted to go, then I'd have a new string to my bow. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o.
Hi, said the jaybird, talking to himself. Meat and bread laying on the shelf. Wouldn't be afraid to bet my life that little girl's gonna be my wife. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. Sapsucker sucking on a hollow gum tree. Once I courted a fair lady. She proved fickle and from me fled, and ever since then I've dressed in red. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. I said the blackbird sitting on a fence. Once I courted a handsome wench. She proved false and turned her back, and ever since then I've dressed in black. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. I said the owl with a head so wide. It's a long day and a lonesome night. Thought I heard a pretty girl say she could all night and sleep all day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. Hi, said the old lady goose. I had a one and I turned him loose. He flew back when times were hard to kick me around my own backyard. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o. I said the rooster shaking his corn. My little hen won't come home. My little hen just won't lay. So I clap my wings and crow for day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Hide-a-die-da-diddle on a day. Diddle-I-oo and a lie-de-o.
that. I'll tell you the reason that I fly by night is 'cause I lost my heart's delight. Hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, hide-a-died-a-diddle on a day, diddle-I-oo. Thank you.
Doesn't stop being weird.
Yeah. How are we getting on time?
The silence, not the song.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we are nearing 9 p.m. How many do we still have?
We didn't start until.
This is true. We didn't start until a bit after. How many do we still have left on the list?
3.
3.
We could probably chop one of those.
Okay. Well, I think let's make a start.
Okay.
And we'll see.
We'll see how we do.
We're getting on.
Okie dokie.
Right. Did I see next that it's Bamfields?
It is.
Oh, smashing.
So this one is a song, again, that we learnt for another shanty festival. It's another sea song. This one is by a Canadian band called The Bills, whom we absolutely love. They're just brilliant. There's this incredible album, I think in 2002, called Let 'Em Run. And it's the only folk album I've ever heard of which has an overture, and it's just so good. It's so, so good.
Like legitimate an overture in terms of like, literally, it ties together themes from all the rest of the album and kind of brings like this lovely instrumental track that kind of hints at everything to come. It's beautiful. Why don't more folk albums have an overture? It's fantastic. I
feel like this is drooping.
It might be. How does that key sound?
Seems too low or too high. Isn't it
Let's
usually
try.
E? That sounds better.
That sounds better.
I'm just going to have a little sip.
All right.
Sipperoo of water. Something, just while we're in the midst of our performance, something that would be really interesting to hear on the chat is if everyone could say where you're listening from, because I suspect that there'll probably be a pretty big Newcastle contingent, but it's always interesting that there's people further afield who wouldn't be able to obviously come here in real life. So yeah, just say where you're listening from, and if there's multiple of you, how many? Because we're just interested. We're interested in that kind of info.
I'm also like to say that I love the thing that bands do, which always kind of frustrates me, and then we do it just as much.
Sorry.
Which is we go, ooh, we're kind of running short on time. We might just be able to squeeze more, and then proceeds to do a
Then
10-minute
just chat
introduction.
on. Yeah, sorry. We're also kind of doing that Wilson's thing where one of them gives the note like a million times and the others just keep chatting over it.
All right, Bamfield's John Vanden.
I come from the mud and the wind and the wet, from as far to the west as a man can get. And I've worked those waters for all my years, and I've caught my share of triumph and tears. Oh, the ocean's the source of my hopes and fears. Kept an eye on the jigger-pole, hand on the gaff, and the smiley on the line always brought a laugh. She's the prize of the coast, biggest of the springs. We would carry her home past Edward King, unloading at the packers and the money would ring. I'm Bamfield's John Vanden. And you might slip and stumble on the rocks at the shore and exult in the blast of the mighty wake's roar. But when you stand humble by the ocean's door, then you'll understand just who I am, Bamfield's Johnny Vanden. Fair weather is a mask that the devil dons, a disguise for the tempest that's coming on. But looking toward the west, I can always tell by the tint of the sky and the strength of the swell, who's winning today, is it heaven or hell? And when unseen arms through thundering gales, we risked our souls on the telegraph trail. When the listing wrecks needed us the most, we slipped past death on the graveyard coast. But the ocean remembers, so we never did boast. I'm Bamfield's John Vanden. And you might slip and stumble on the rocks at the shore and exult in the blast of the mighty wake's roar. But when you stand humble by the ocean's door, then you'll understand just who I am, Bamfield's Johnny Vanden. I've rolled and trolled and my hands were worn by
In
God's
God's vindictive southeast storms.
Heard the hull of the ship as it ripped and groaned,
But there is one thrill I have never known. Yes, the love of a woman I could call my own.
So your questions of romance don't ask me.
And the man who wed the Pacific Sea,
tempestuous though she may have been,
and more faithful too you've never seen. She's kept me wise and fit and lean. I'm Banffield's John Vanden. And you might slip and stumble on the rocks at the shore and exult in the blast of the mighty wake's roar. But when you stand humble by the ocean's door, then you'll understand just who I am, Banffield's Johnny Vanden. And you might slip and stumble on the rocks at the shore and exult in the blast of the mighty wake's roar. But when you stand humble by the ocean's door, then you'll understand just who I am, Banffield's Johnny Vanden, Banffield's John Vanden.
Thank you. Yay! I think let's just do one more,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Absolutely, that is okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, we've made much mention of Peggy Seeger before, and this is another Peggy Seeger song. But just before we go on and do our last one, just thank you very much to all of you for for tuning in and listening. It's been really lovely to be able to do this kind of a gig and to perform in somewhere that's not our living room. So that's a treat. Huge thanks to St Mary's Heritage Centre for having us. Thank you very much to Edney and Isa for doing the sound for us. That's been really lovely. Just one more plug, the PayPal link is paypal.me/Will and Rosie. Anything you can chuck us in there would be greatly appreciated. And I think our CD links are on the screen somewhere. So if you feel like buying a CD or a download, go do that as well. So yes, this is the last one we'll be doing today. It's excellent, excellent Peggy Seeger song called Lady, What Do You Do All Day?
Lady, what do you do all day? Lady, how do you spend your time? Lady,
Got no time to be standing here gabbling, got no time to be answering. There's beds need washing, the dishes need making, and everything dusting and polishing. Scrubbing and sweeping and sewing and cleaning and cooking and ironing. Are you listening? I'm a production line all by myself, only my wages are missing. 3 kids of 8 and 7 and 2. Leisure is just a mythology. When it's over my head, I can't go to bed. It's temper or else psychology. Mary's bedwetting and Tommy is jealous of baby. His yelling is driving me crazy. A nurse and a nanny until I'm a granny. Why is it nobody pays me? I care for a lovely old mother-in-law. She's 87 and cranky. Husband's home with a feverish cold. Run for the tea and the hankies, the hot water bottle, the telly, the paper, and now the kids have it. It must be contagious. So now I'm a family medical staff. Where the hell are my wages? If wives and mothers all took to their heels, you'd soon be needing an army. And paying them all their union wages, I bet it would drive you balmy. Or eyes and ears, all hands and feet, and my sign is Gemini. Should have been 2 of me, I do the work of a dozen a day. Where are the wages due to me? With prices so high, wages so low, budgeting must be meticulous. The hours I spend in looking for bargains and cooking them's really ridiculous. And though my man's doing all that he can, what he brings home isn't making ends meet, so I'll have to go out for a wage myself if the family's gonna keep eating. Ho! Up in the morning before all the family get the grub on the table. Beds need making, the dishes need washing, and everything done on the double. Drop the kids off at the school, then run for my bus. Don't you think it's outrageous? I'd more than enough with my labour of love. Now I'm doing another for wages. The boss is as good as a boss can be, but the office is just like a nursery. Soothing his life, smoothing his troubles, remembering his anniversary. Reminding, scurrying, hurrying, worrying, into the frying pan, out of the cage, and it's home from home, wherever I roam, but at least I'm getting wages. On my way home, I shop for the dinner and then have a tidy around. Billy comes in, sits down with the paper, says, girl, don't you ever sit down. Men of the world, would you think it was strange? Think it was right? Think it was funny to slog all night at a job for free after slogging all day for your money? So, give me wages, give me my due, I'm opting out of the system. Give me bonuses, overtime, sick leave and paid holidays and a pension, then I can strike, work to rule or go slow, or object to conditions and hours for wages would give me the power to have a say in a world where a person who happens to be female is supposed to be happy to spend all her time as a baby minder, sick finder, bacon fryer, dish dryer, floor sweeper, light sweeper, brow smoother, mend the hoover, hand holder, mappy folder, button chopper, must mopper, float to and fro, a tidy upper.
What's for supper?
Money stretcher, run and fetcher, cake baker, backacher, early waker, bed maker, breakfast maker, lunch maker, tea maker, sandwich maker.
Lady, what do you do all day? Lady, it's your only life. When they ask you, what do you say?
Oh, I don't work. I'm nothing but a housewife. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This has been lovely. Little bow. Yeah. Thank you. Mwah.